Hello and welcome to Calmvestor podcast. I am Ethan. Join me on this journey to build solid financial thinking and take control of your financial future. Have you ever wondered how a few dollars of pocket money each week could shape your child's financial future? It seems like a small decision, but its impact can be quite profound. Imagine two children, Anne and Kevin. Anne receives a fixed allowance every Monday morning. Kevin, on the other hand, negotiates his earnings with his parents based on completed household chores. How do these two different approaches affect the way Anne and Kevin view and use their first encounters with money? It's an interesting question, isn't it? Allowance isn't just about the money. It's one of the first and most invaluable financial lessons your child will receive. It's their practical introduction to the world of personal finance. As Robert Kiyosaki wisely suggested, if we do not teach our children about money, someone else will. And that someone else may not always have our child's best interests at heart. For example, Anne might use her fixed allowance to meticulously plan for a small toy she wants, saving up for 2 weeks. She learns budgeting and patience. Kevin, however, might proudly show off an ice cream he bought with money earned from helping his parents. But he might also refuse to clean his room unless it's paid. What does this teach him? Today, we're exploring two main approaches: fixed allowance and chore-based allowance. Our goal is to understand the pros and cons of each from a financial education perspective. A fixed allowance is a regular sum of money given to a child, perhaps weekly or monthly, without being directly tied to specific chores. Think of it as a basic salary for personal needs and learning management. Chore-based allowance, on the other hand, is money a child receives as a reward or wage for completing pre-assigned household tasks. Their earnings are often proportional to the effort. It's important to state up front, there's no single right or wrong method. Each approach offers unique lessons and challenges. As one financial expert put it, financial education for children isn't about teaching them to get rich, but to make smart financial decisions. Our aim is to provide a multifaceted view so you, as parents, can choose what best aligns with your family values and your child's development goals. For instance, one family might give a fixed weekly sum for snacks and small school supplies. Another family might create a price list for chores like washing dishes or cleaning the house, where the child earns based on what they complete. Both are valid, but teach different initial lessons. Many parents grapple with common worries. Will a fixed allowance make my child feel entitled or not appreciate money's value? Will paying for every chore turn my child materialistic, only working for pay? There's a real challenge in balancing the lesson of valuing labor with fostering a sense of family responsibility. It's a delicate tightrope to walk. There's a risk children might misunderstand. A fixed allowance could be seen as an automatic right, or they might do chores only for a fee, refusing unpaid responsibilities. Inconsistency or unclear messages from parents can also confuse a child's early development of financial management skills. As one author said, the scariest thing is not having no money, but having money and not knowing how to manage it. Why is this choice so fundamental? Because allowance is often the first real-world financial tool for children. It gives them a safe space to practice with real money. The way a child receives money, whether unconditionally or through effort, shapes their initial understanding of where money comes from. It answers the basic question, how is money acquired? It also forms their understanding of the relationship between labor and income. What do I need to do to earn? And it highlights the necessity of managing and planning expenses. Different family values and educational goals, such as prioritizing independence, responsibility, or understanding labor's worth, will naturally lead to different methods. As Jim Rohn implied, habits are invisible threads, but they have the power to bind us, especially financial habits formed early. A child accustomed to a fixed allowance quickly learns to allocate that sum for their needs throughout the week. A child used to earning from chores understands that to buy something, they must work. Let's delve into the first method, fixed allowance. This approach primarily teaches budget management and responsibility with a steady income, separating chores from monetary rewards. The advantages? It teaches budgeting skills as children learn to manage a specific amount over a set period. It encourages saving, especially when they have a larger goal in mind, like a new book or game. It fosters autonomy. Children get to decide on their spending within permissible limits and learn from those choices, good or bad. Crucially, household chores are seen as family responsibilities, not transactions. However, there are downsides. There's less direct connection to the value of labor, if not supplemented with discussions. The child might not fully grasp where money originates without further explanation. There's also a risk of money being seen as an entitlement, if not paired with education about responsibility. As Dave Ramsey says, a budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Imagine 9-year-old Lily, who receives a fixed amount weekly. She allocates parts for savings, snacks, and comics. Cleaning her room is a daily duty unrelated to her allowance. She learns planning. Now, let's consider the chore-based allowance. This method directly links effort with financial reward, teaching the value of working for what you get. The main advantage is teaching the value of labor. Children understand that money is earned through effort. It can encourage diligence and proactivity, as they might earn more by doing more. This system helps develop an early understanding of work and income. It connects action to tangible reward, which can be a powerful motivator for some children. But there are potential pitfalls. It risks commercializing chores. A child might refuse tasks not on the payroll, viewing family contributions as transactions. This was hinted at by Brian Tracy, who emphasized making children do something for their allowance. It can be difficult to set prices for chores and distinguish basic responsibilities from paid work. Unstable income can also make it hard for children to learn long-term planning. It might create an overly transactional atmosphere at home. Consider 10-year-old Tom with a chore chart: watering plants, folding clothes, washing dad's bike, each with a price. He tallies his earnings weekly. But then he starts asking for payment when his mom asks for a glass of water. So what about a hybrid approach? This flexible method aims to leverage the strengths of both systems, adapting to the child's age and understanding. It's about finding a balance. It could provide a small, fixed allowance for basic needs, teaching budgeting, then have a list of extra jobs or small projects the child can do for additional income, separate from daily responsibilities. The amount and type of work can be adjusted as the child matures. The key is always to clearly explain the purpose of each sum of money and each expectation. For instance, 11-year-old Mia gets a small, fixed weekly sum. If she helps her mom with a non-routine task, like decluttering the garage on a weekend, she receives an extra, separate payment for that specific project. So, fixed, chore-based, or a mix? Whichever path you choose, the ultimate goal is to help your child understand the value of money and labor. It's about teaching them to manage spending, save, and make responsible financial decisions. Consistency in your approach is crucial. Turn allowance into a powerful educational tool. It is one of the first steps for children to learn about the connection between effort and reward. Maintain an open dialogue. Regularly talk to your child about money, listen to their thoughts, and adjust your method as they grow and mature. This journey is an ongoing conversation. Don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for your family. Teaching your child about finance is an investment in their secure future. It's about preparing them for life. Imagine a future where your child, now an adult, confidently makes major life decisions. Buying a home, investing, planning for retirement, all thanks to simple allowance lessons from childhood. Let us together build a generation that is not only knowledgeable, but also financially savvy, ready for an independent and successful life. As Benjamin Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Take 5 minutes after this podcast. Think about how you are giving allowance. Is it serving your financial education goals for your child? Start that money conversation today, even with the simplest things. Thanks for listening. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next episode. Have an amazing day filled with positive energy.